1e5 is one of the simplest opening for black. And in this video, I'll show you how to punish common opening mistakes, like bringing the queen out too early, something that white does surprisingly way too often. We'll also see what to do when white keeps things simple, like playing the Italian game, for example, one of the most popular chess openings. And last but not least, we will see a practical antidote that you can use against many tricky gambits. These are 6 games against opponents of increasing rating. Let's go. First game, we respond with the move e5, fighting for the center. And they already go for a very interesting opening. It's called bishop opening. I will just move out my knight, and the idea that this bishop is kind of flexible, attacking already the most vulnerable point in black's field. Okay, this move d3 is very normal move, also trying to bring the other bishop out. I will go out with the knight as well. They bring the other knight out, and we go out with the bishop. So what we want to do is to go for a very quick development. And attention, this is already a mistake. My opponent is trying to attack this point 2 times, but now I can defend it in the most efficient way by castling the king. Now this point is protected by the rook and by the king, and I'm happy that I go for this move even if it's a mistake. I can take now with the rook, they take with the knight, and I take back. What did we trade? They gave away 2 minor pieces, 3 plus 3 of value, and they got a rook and a pawn, 5 plus 1 of value. So the trade was equal, but they still had a very high price because the minor pieces are way more important in the middle game. Look at the rooks. Are they playing? The rooks will need a very long time before they really become annoying. So the trade was not optimal. Okay, I will bring my king back home, back to safety. I also don't like this trade because they are just helping my queen to be developed. Let's compare this position to the one after the trade. So now my knight cannot move, my queen cannot easily move around because this bishop is spinning. And instead now here, their strong bishop is gone and my queen is becoming stronger. Also, actually, we were threatening mate. They castled defending, but still not ideal. Now, my plan will be to start a ferocious attack against their king using my minor pieces. I will bring the queen here, and I'm already saying like hello to that pawn. I could team up with the bishop. And this is already very nasty, very important to check every time your opponent moves a piece forward or moves any piece. What is their idea? Now they are looking at this square, but this would be a royal fork, but this is controlled by a knight. And they're also looking here, winning a pawn, attacking my rook. But this is threatening checkmate, so worth it to play it. Yeah, I surely should have considered the move queen f3 because they are now defending the mate and attacking the bishop. I could have just brought my bishop back, attacking the queen, so not a big problem. Now I already have a free cheese macaroni, a nice, tasty rook over there. I could simply take it, but I will try to be as nasty as possible. Bring also the other rook to the game. And the idea is that the rook cannot move. Because if the rook moves, then... oh boy, this is really hard. I will take here with the rook, not with the bishop, because I'm threatening way more by taking with the rook. I'm basically threatening mate in 1. And we have it, and it's so beautiful. Do you guys see it? It's a double check, discovery check, checkmate. Rook here. So beautiful, because the queen cannot take, because there is the double check by the bishop. And the king has no squares to go. GG's. New game, higher rated opponent, e4, e5. So they are trying to scholar mate me. Let's see. well, let's just stop it like this. We develop a knight and we are stopping the attack of the queen, and now the queen is occupying a square where you would like to put the knight. I also don't like this move because you're stopping the bishop from being developed in more active squares. What is this? Okay, so this is a mix between many bad openings. So c3 is stopping the knight from moving out. I will play the move a5 before I place my bishop in the strongest square. The idea is that the other idea of the move c3 is also to prepare this pawn from being pushed. So I don't want them to take too much space over there. Okay, I see what is their plan. So now they're attacking this pawn and also preparing this idea. But I can simply protect everything by bringing the knight here. And now this queen is in a bad spot. This bishop is attacked by a pawn, which is currently pinned, but it will be very quick to unpin it. So this will backfire. I can tell you, I can promise you. Okay, the queen is under attack. I will play simply the move f3, and now this is possible. f6, sorry. This is possible because there is no bishop here pinning my pawn. The bishop has to go back. I will play just the move king h8. So I have moved my king from any danger from this diagonal and the other diagonal as well. The bishop is now attacking this horse, which I don't mind if they trade, but they should mind because now my pawn is being advanced one more time and I'm threatening to open the f file, wanting to exploit what? The fact that they didn't really develop in a good way. All right, I can take back with the queen, but to be really annoying, I might just take here first because I can take this bishop at the next move and I have a bigger threat, which is bishop take f2. So they probably need to, well, no, they can't take back because I'm taking with the bishop here. So what are they going to do? What? They saved the bishop to lose the queen? Guys, develop your pieces. Don't play bad openings. My favorite rule is the CDC. Control the center by pushing a central pawn. D, develop your pieces. So bring first the knight out and then the bishops and then castle. Because this is what happens when you don't castle. Okay, so the king has to move. We win another free cheese macaroni, and now we will try to win this game in the quickest way possible. What we need to do is to bring all the pieces to the game. The rook is not playing, the bishop is not playing, and so that's what we are going to do. The bishop is stopping this knight from going out, which means we are also stopping the rook from going out. This knight is attacking this pawn, but we really don't care. We really don't care. Here we will try to checkmate them. And if the king goes there, I thought we had a very quick mate. We don't. But we will play the move bishop here. The rook is kind of trapped, so to take with the knight is pretty much forced. Trades are good for us because we have more material. Now the rook is under attack. The rook cannot move here because it's a free cheese macaroni with checkmate included. So the rook has to move there. We can take this pawn with check. And we are approaching the king a bit more. So this pawn really, we don't care. How to proceed? We want to threaten mate. So we bring the rook here, attacking this bishop and also threatening. We need to check. Giving a check. Attacking this knight, attacking this bishop with mate to follow. This game will not last long. I can promise you that. The knight is taking the poison pawn, meaning that we have a bim bum bam, I guess. More or less. The king is running. I'll take this pawn. The king is running over here. But we will soon end this run by bringing the rook here. Now this pawn cannot be defended. Oh, not true. Can be defended by the knight. The king is trying to escape, but we are following him very nicely. This is a mate threat. Well, not true, because this pawn is hanging. Always look for your opponent ideas. They are threatening mate in 1. So either we give check or we protect the mate. What is very risky is if you start to give 1 check and then you forget that you are at the risk of being mated. So always keep that under consideration. Now we know, but we have another check. The king has just 2 squares, either here or there. So we are able to take the knight by giving another check. And this is mate in 3 moves. Actually 4, I think. 1, 2, 3, and 4. GG's. Before moving to the next game, I just want to quickly let you know that Noelle's courses are on sale for just a few days until January 4th. It's a great moment to get beginner chess mastery and starting the new year with a step-by-step guide from a grandmaster on everything you need to know to reach 1200 plus in chess, so to reach intermediate level. It has everything from tactics to strategy, from endgame, middle game, and even an opening repertoire for white and black. Not made full of moves to memorize, but with lots of practical tips, ideas, plans, easy to understand, and simple to play. E45 is one of the suggested openings, so you can learn more there. And with code New Year, you get 25% off. I will leave the link in the description. Check it out. And Happy New Year. New game, higher rating. We go with E4. E5, knight out. We protect this pawn. And now we are in the Italian game. We like to respond with the 2 knights. Why? Because here I have a very sneaky knight sacrifice. Here you can just take this pawn with the idea that after knight takes, you go with the move d5, a fork winning back the piece. Be very careful. Don't do this if your bishop is already on c5, because after the fork, the knight could just win an extra piece. So that wouldn't be good. All right, now we take back and we have a nice position. This is objectively equal. No, actually a bit better for black already. We have the bishop pair. And now I know that a very simple square could be to go back all the way home with the queen. Then you develop the bishops. You go with the bishop here. You can always try to pin this knight and then attack it one more time. The other bishop might go out over there or in other squares. You castle, all good. But I will go with the queen here. This is, according to the engine, the most precise move. And the idea is that the queen can also potentially slide towards g6 to attack the king even more. So let's keep things flexible. Now I will go with the bishop here. Also an extra perk of the move queen g6 is that I'm able to long castle. So the queen is not in the way of the king. All right, attacking the bishop. We go back, keeping the pin. The knight is attacking my queen. Now we have a choice. So where to go? We can go on g6. We can go on d7. I like g6 quite a lot because I'm attacking this knight. So I'm kind of forcing them to do something. It's important to notice that after this, my bishop is saying like, he can't move. But the move g4 is not really trapping the bishop because the pawn is pinned. And I can at any moment play the move f5 and then trade these pawns. That would be actually a disaster for them. Now the question is, do they have anything to... So for example, after this, can they take this pawn? No. Can they play this move? Well, they could. You know, what is the idea of this move? That they're attacking my queen and also this bishop. So if I just move the queen here, well, I could do that. And if I go here, they could take. So I actually want to protect. Let's go here. So I want to protect this bishop, because if I go there, then maybe there would be knight takes, sacrificing the knight. Okay, this is a very sensible move. We could castle. I could castle long, but I'm probably I really want to foresee any knight jump, so I will play bishop here. And look at my bishop is so amazing, just controlling all the squares where both knights can jump. Okay, now it's perfect. We go for long castle, and this is very nice. Every time you have traded a d pawn, consider long castle, because it has the perk that you immediately activate the rook. And now, guys, we have opposite side castling, which is one of my favorite scenario in chess, because what you can do is go all in on the other side, try to push all the pawns, attack the enemy king. And what move do we play here? Boom, f5, then f4, e4. We go all in. Subscribe if you also like to attack in chess. I really love it, if you haven't noticed. So where is this knight even moving? If the knight goes there, we have a fork winning a piece. If the knight goes there, then we can at least attack the bishop that is protecting the knight. The bishop has to move and they lose the knight. So here is already collapsing. The position is falling apart after 13 moves. Not bad. Maybe they're considering to go here with the knight. That's also another option, because the knight would be protected 2 times, but that's also not good, because first of all, this knight is pinned, and also I can at any point break the second defense by pushing forward the f-pawn. There we go, we have knight here. So we can, not take. We can first push, attack the bishop, and then we will be able to take the knight. I like this a lot because this knight stays pinned. I don't have to undo the pin in order to win the piece. I could have taken already immediately, but no need to do that. And also by pushing this pawn, I'm opening up this diagonal for the queen, which is looking at the pawn together with the rook. So another very nasty threat over there. Also in the future, I will be able to push the e-pawn maybe. Nice. They are taking my pawn. I will just take it. Take the bishop. Why not? They are defending the knight. Now there are a few options. I can take, the pawn is taking, I take here, the queen is moving, I take here, the pawn is taking, I take there. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, let's take here. The pawn has to take. There is no other move. The knight can't take. They have to take it. And then we sneak our rook, protected by the queen, attacking the queen. The queen has to move, trying to keep this horse protected. Maybe they will try to go for a counterattack, but it doesn't really matter because we are going to take here no matter what. And here we go. There are no checks, so the pawn has to take back. And now it's all forced. Oh, they sacrifice the queen in order to avoid a forced mate. Fine, we win the queen. We are not complaining about that. We go back with the queen and we'll try to do the same. Checkmate idea anyway. We just need to bring the other rook to the party. Okay, the king is trying to escape. Let's try to bring the rook. If they try to use this rook to defend, we have a forced checkmate, so they auto-checkmate themselves. Oh, all right, GG's. New game, higher rating, e5 on the board. Bishop opening, again, we go with the knight out, just attacking this pawn, blocking any possible ideas. Now we bring the other knight out, and here I have a very interesting idea. Actually, I'm not going to show you that because usually what they can do here with white is to delay the development of the knight because they want to do something like knight out here, knight over there, and play the move f4. Now this is basically transposing to an Italian game, so we can just play our normal development. I will go out with the knight, and I will try to show you one interesting idea that plays around playing the move d5 instead of the move d6. This can just happen if white tries to go for the slow Italian, which is with the move c3 and d3. What here white can also do is to just go for the gioco pianissimo, which is just a simple development of all the pieces. In that case, we don't have the possibility to go with the move d5, simply because our pawn would be attacked once, 2, 3 times. So that's not Gucci. Okay, so a3, this is a slow move. So we can try to exploit that. We can try to play the move d5. Let's go for it. This leads to a very sharp position where black needs to be pretty precise. Now black needs to be very careful because this pawn is a little bit... I meant that pawn was weak, but cannot be taken, because after this, there is not the move d4, because this bishop is unprotected. And if they first take, I take back with the queen, and now again this move cannot be taken. Evaluation bar, please. Yes, that knight sacrifice was just a blunder. And I realized it immediately, and so resigned. Well, I guess you gotta subscribe, and the 1500 players will play like this also against you. Next game. New game. Let's try to see if... Woo! 1500 playing queen h5. Don't go out with the queen too early, especially if you have a 1500 elo, because your opponent will know how to face it. Now there is a pawn that is under attack, so we defend it with the knight. And if they try to give us color mate, I guess we will find a way to defend. And the best way is to play the move g6, sending the queen back home with kind regards. Oops, they are threatening mate again. We will stop it one more time by developing another knight. And now this queen over here is in a bad square. How to develop fully? You want to bring the bishop out here. Why? Because you have pushed the pawn. So you want to cover all the dark squares that you have slightly weakened. Now you castle short. Why? Because you have to put your king to safety. And why did I play all these moves? These moves are pawn moves that are not developing pieces, but they are necessary because they don't... they move the queen too early. Because this move is kind of stopping this and bishop here, attacking the queen, almost winning the queen. And this move is stopping knight there, attacking the queen, attacking this square, which would be a 4, and so on and so forth. So definitely not good what they did here. Now the question is, can we try to exploit their bad development? And I see a very, very sneaky idea, which is to play the move d5. Usually, if your opponent doesn't go for a smart development, you want to punish with power. And this move is a pawn sacrifice, but now there is the move e4. Basically what I'm doing, I'm in between, this knight would be hanging, but I'm in between attacking the queen has to move, and then I'm able to take back this pawn. They might go with the queen in a square where then they are able, once I take, to take that pawn, but then the queen and the king would be on the same file, my rook would be exploiting. So in reality, I'm sacrificing a pawn because it's not certain that I'm fully able to take it back, because I might lose this one. But I believe that this comes just with too high price, even if they take this pawn. And we'll try to prove it, okay? Now, if I play this move, I lose this knight, so I cannot afford that. So I will try to move the knight, either here attacking the queen. I think that's a good idea. Also, another possibility is to go with the knight there, attacking the bishop. And once I go there, if they simply castle, so now what I need to stop, to prevent, I'm a pawn down, I cannot let them castle the king, play the move d4, and bring the queen back and fully develop. If I do this, I'm lost, almost worse. But I can exploit, I need to exploit the momentum and play very dynamical, powerful moves. So it's important, it's an important decision here. If I play this and they simply castle, I have the move bishop f5. I'm attacking the queen, which is protecting the bishop. So the queen would have to move again. Where is the queen protecting the bishop? Well, there is just one square and another one. Yes, there are just these... No, this one not, because there is the bishop. So there is just this square, then I can play this and I win the piece. Yes. So after this, they cannot castle. So they will have to play the move, either move this bishop back, which would be a very good news because then I have time to play this, then I have time to play that. So I'm winning even more time. Also, this is brutal. What about the move this? Also, this is bad. So we'll go with knight here. This is so nice. I really like it. Playing with for the initiative. They have to do something about this bishop. And they go there. But now I'm just winning a piece. Da-da-dum. Da-da-da-da-dum. So very careful, guys. I think this is a good example of why development is so important and how you can exploit in a powerful way if your opponent is playing bad openings, not following the opening principles, like going out with the queen, pushing too many pawns, not developing their pieces. And remember my CDC rule. You can apply it to any opening you play. Center, control the center with the pawns, development, and castling. That's all you need to do. Apply this in the shortest time possible, and this will happen to you too. GG's. Final game in E45, higher rated opponent, almost 1700 elo. And let's see what they go for. Okay, center game. So usually I hear say like, oh, E45 is very risky. Opponent could play so many different gambits. And this is one of the opening that could lead to a gambit. There we go. We have it. They are not capturing back the pawn, but this is called von der Lasa gambit. To be honest, I don't even know this gambit, but I will play in logical ways. I will go with the knight out. I'm looking at this pawn, and usually what you need to know that the typical way to respond is to be able to play the move d5 with tempo. Now, there is a clear threat here. They want to push this pawn forward. The knight is pinned, so I will play the move bishop e7. I'm developing and at the same time stopping their threat. This should be the mindset. You should always try to do that. Now they are bringing the knight out. It seems like they are slowing down their attack. I will also castle, bringing the king to full safety. And maybe now they say like, it's time to take back the pawn. No. But now I can just take this second pawn, and I think this is just very good. I take it, this bishop is attacked 1 by the knight, 2 and 3 times. So... Oops. I think I blundered. Did I? Because now there is rook here. I really didn't consider this move, but I still can play maybe this and then the move d5. This maybe works for... All calculated, guys. Like the video. No, it was not all calculated, but we will just analyze the game just to make sure that everything was right. I should have thought about this, but remember, the move d5 is always the key, and that's what we are trying to do. This is bad, because after this, I respond with a fork, and so this was a trade, a fancy trade of knights, but it comes to a very high cost. Remember, the move d5 is key, not only for the defense, but sometimes also to win material. It's very nice to see that this move doesn't work. Also, thanks to the move d5 that unlocked the bishop. I just played this move, queen here. I'm adding an attacker on the queen, protecting the queen from the pawn. And now there is nothing to do. They are losing material inevitably. Okay, they keep pushing. We take the rook. Why not? We go here. Always happy to trade queens, since we have an extra rook and 2 extra pawns. Not bad. Okay, they don't want to trade. We take this pawn. Then I will bring the bishop out, the knight out, the queen. No, the queen is already out. The rook out, everything. Bishop here, very strong square to block the knight from staying active. Maybe also provoking this move that would weaken a little bit their king. The queen is out in the wild attacking this pawn, but I can simply develop the knight protected by the bishop. And now the queen is also at risk to be attacked more times. All right, we go back one more time. Still, this knight is very well protected. The knight is moving, attacking this pawn. I will start by attacking the queen. So the queen has to move. Not many squares available. Let's play queen here. We are defending this pawn by setting up a higher, bigger, stronger threat. And also I'm threatening at the same time some checkmate ideas with the queen pointing at g2, so the bishop could double up the attack. Rook there is a smart idea, trying to bring the rook to the game. I will simply keep going and also blocking the check, the check idea. So I'm threatening mate, also threatening the rook trade. So probably they have to first trade the rooks and then to defend the mate in some way. Maybe this one. Pushing the pawn, trying to defend the king, but there is no escaping, as a friend of mine would say.
I escaped from your rook.
Oh, you escaped? There's no escaping! There's no escaping!
I'm going to take this pawn. I'm threatening mate on g2. I know that this knight is unprotected, but the threats are too strong here. Though actually what I can do to stop is to play this move here, trading the queens. But this is just prolonging the pain for Mohammed. Okay, they like to keep playing. I'll take here, protecting the queen, taking the pawn. If they want to trade, I let them do that. Because if not, I will try to checkmate. Oh, they take here. I think this is more a desperado than something, because the checks are over. And now I am coming with a bim boom bam. Kidding. I'll give first this check. And unfortunately, I cannot get in with the rook immediately, because this square is controlled by the knight and this square is controlled by the queen. So I have to first get rid of this knight. And then next move, I will be able to come in with a few checks. Or maybe not. GG's. Quick analysis just to show you a very typical idea that can help you defend against many of the gambits that white can play in e4, e5. First of all, this gambit is called Ponziani gambit, not too good. And here what I played is good enough. Going with the bishop out, castling immediately, giving priority to castling. Now, the best move for black is not what I played. What I did leaves to a simple equal position, because after a trade this, there is the move c6. But now white can simply take here, this, and after this bishop will move back, actually they are able to win back a pawn. Equal position, fine. What I could have done better is, instead of taking, to play the move c5. So like I defend this pawn. And now you have to prove what is your initiative. If white is simply developing, you are doing the same. You're simply developing and you have an extra pawn. Especially after you play the move d6, your advantage is sealed. What they can do, and this is very tricky, is the move e5. Saying to your knight, and now what? And here you have to be a bit precise. Because you could play the move knight d8. This still has a tiny advantage for black, but if you go with the move knight d4, you're already in danger. Why? Because this knight doesn't have any way to come back. After this, this square cannot be used, this square and this squares cannot be used, so g5 is the only one. But here actually the best engine move is the move h4, that removes the final square for the knight that can now be attacked by the rook, by the queen, in many different ways. So this wouldn't be good for white. And here, and this is a common idea that you can use against so many gambits. The King's Gambit, the Scotch Gambit, the Vienna Gambit. Yes, Ponziani Gambit, the central game. So many ideas is after the move e5, you want to respond with the move d5. What you are doing, you are removing, you are saying like, I can let you take this one, but I will take this bishop instead. That's what typically happens. Of course, every situation is special, so you need to make sure that this works in your precise situation. And here, one example after this, you don't want to take immediately there because you will be in very big pain. So it's important to be precise. Take first here. Now there are 2 bishops under attack. The bishop moves here attacking the rook, but now you can simply take 1 bishop, another bishop, and we end up in this position where you have a bishop and how many pawns? 2 pawns for a rook. This is a very unbalanced position, but black is objectively better. What you need to know is that this king is not really in danger. The king on h8 is completely fine. With the bishop over here, you're completely fine. And with the bishop here, you will have so much fun. So just develop the pieces in the quickest way possible. And also, these pawns are so strong. I will do them blue, because they are blocking the knights. The knights cannot go. Also, this guy is actually blocking this knight from moving forward. So here, just bring all the pieces active. You know, bishop out, maybe queen out, rook here. Bring them all to the attack. And maybe this bishop doesn't even have to go on g7 because it's a bit limited, but you can use it on this other diagonal. And then you will have 2 bishops pointing to the king. You could also move the king here and then bring the other rook to the g file and start a counterattack. So don't be too scared of these double pawns. Sometimes you can use it at your own advantage. If you enjoyed this video, you will love this one on the Vienna game, an opening for the white pieces that is really fun because black doesn't know how to play against it. So check it out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.